We also want to talk about the exit polling from Tuesday. It shows that the youth vote was a big reason that Democrats performed better than expected in some places. Breitbart, citing the NBC News exit polls, shows that Gen Z and millennials broke big for Democrats. Those younger generations make up just 12% of the electorate, but more than 60% of them supported Democrats. Just about 35% supported Republicans. And the difference was even more pronounced when you specifically looked at young, unmarried women. Excuse me, the older generations, Gen X, baby boomers, and the silent generation, they were much more evenly divided between Democrats and Republicans. Now let's break all this down with our panel today. With us, Republican strategist Aaron Perini is here. Also back with us on the show, Deputy Managing Editor for Red State, Kira Davis. And Kira, congratulations on your run for school board. I know they're still counting the votes out there in California, too. We'll talk to you about that at some point in the future. But let's talk about kind of the demographic breakdown. It is often talked about the elusive youth vote, Aaron, but they showed up this time. And if these trends continue, it's going to create some challenges for Republicans, isn't it?
It will, and there are a couple of reasons for that, right? One, Joe Biden made a very concerted effort and play for the youth vote. The student loan scam that he put forward, the work that they've been doing to vilify Republicans on Dobbs and make that decision seem so much worse for the youth vote. And Democrats are unafraid to use TikTok. I would never recommend anybody use TikTok. You're just giving the Chinese more access to information and surveillance ability on you. So I would strongly discourage that. But Democrats have been willing to do that. And so they tapped into and drove out youth voters. But Democrats went as far as using TikTok, but then using cell phones that were separate from other materials and stored separately because they can't trust it. They were willing to play in areas that really probably aren't the best way to play. But even on the policy side, Biden made overt gestures towards the youth vote, and Democrats drove them out.
Kira, there's a opinion article from the Washington Examiner I want to point our attention to, and it mentions that no one benefits more from the destruction of the American family than the Democratic Party. They cited some of the same polling data, again, talking about unmarried men and unmarried women and how much they vote for Democrats more than Republicans. So how do Republicans address this?
Well, I think Republicans, need to get in the ring. I mean, we're talking about access to voters, right? And so I have been on many news programs, including this programs where we have laughed about the Democrat Party sending in TikTok influencers to the White House. Republican strategists laughed about Obama using internet stars to get his message across. And I can't believe in 2022, the GOP still has not caught up with it. You have to go where the votes are, and this is where the kids are. And they are voting. And let me say this. I know you said, hey, we'll talk about your race later, Kira, but this is important. I ran for school board. I'm still running for school board. It's going to be a while. That's California for you. But the reason that this level of race is so important is that we're talking about how we're going to be educating our children, how we're going to be educating the next generation of voters. If we don't start now at this level, we are going to get a whole generation of voters who get to voting age, and then they're voting on based on what they see on TikTok because they've been trained to vote that way. Our public school systems are training centers. There is a reason why the Democrat Party spends so much time trying to separate parents from their children. Because it's indoctrination. They are indoctrinating voters from the beginning. So we need a full-on strategy. And we don't need to be arrogant about how the kids get their information. We need to be smart about it.
Your point is well taken. And, we laughed about those TikTok influencers at the White House, and we shouldn't have been laughing. And Kira, you are so right, too, about these school board races. I also think, Aaron, what you said is so important, too. It's not necessarily about changing the message because, Republicans do have a way to reach those kids, but it's the method by which they apply that message and getting to these younger voters. Great conversation, ladies. Look forward to talking to you both again later in the show. Take care for now.